Yes, I'm sure it is. Just like every other campus, you just don't hear about it as much.
I don't think so. I wouldn't know.
I haven't seen really any sexual assault on the campus so far, so really I don't think there is.
I would say so. Probably more of some of the other fraternities, but
No, never.
I definitely think it's probably an issue, but no one really talks about it.
Sexual assault's a big issue on any college campus. We know that the highest rates of sexual assault is among women 16 to 24. And so it's definitely going to be a problem. Add into that in a college campus environment, there's a lot of alcohol use, and predators are very aware that it's a prime hunting ground for prey, unfortunately. And I hate to put it in those terms, but that's exactly how they look at it. And so college campuses really are a place where sexual assault occurs quite regularly.
Probably below 5%. Not even. Probably more like 2.
Probably like 15 to 20%.
I'd say like 15%.
23%.
About 1 in 4 women. It's about 25% of women on our college campus are going to be assaulted during their times in a 1-year period. We had a fairly significant number of women, and then when we extrapolated that out to 4 years, it ended up being about 1 in 4. Probably about 700 students that are sexually assaulted during their time here. It ranges. We have this idea that all victims should be in a fetal position in their shower scrubbing their skin, and that's just not a reality. Victims behave in a lot of different ways. Many victims suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, just as somebody in war would, because it's a trauma, and any trauma is going to have residual effects. That's just a reality. And so we see a lot of PTSD. They tend to have strong mood swings. And so they almost have this feeling that they're going crazy. They really feel very out of control of their emotions. And so helping them understand that that's normal is incredibly helpful, I think, to them so that they don't feel quite so out of control. But it really ranges. I have victims who do incredibly well and they cope incredibly well, and then 2 years later they fall apart.
No,
Why?
because that's not something they want to tell other people. It's embarrassing. I think that they would be more likely to think, what are other people going to think about me?
Probably not. Maybe. They should, but probably not, because they'd be scared of what people would think.
For the most part, people think that them being sexually assaulted is their fault and they could have done something about it, when really it's the person that does it that's mainly the one that's in control of the situation. Very
few. Probably between, I would say, 10 to 15 reports a year through my office. Anytime somebody's sexually assaulted on campus, they either come to my office confidentially or they're referred to my office by the police. So I would be the one person who would know exactly how many. Women who report are much more likely to be in some sort of stranger situation or a brief acquaintance situation. The problem that we have is, one, most sexual assaults are perpetrated by somebody that the victim knows. And so, of course, that's going to cause more reluctance, especially if it's somebody that they've had a prior relationship with. So, do they want to report a friend? Do they want to get that person in trouble? All of that comes up. And perpetrators count on that to ensure that, to keep victims silent. And then the other issue is that in our culture, we spend a lot of time telling victims that it's their fault. that they did something wrong to deserve what happened. And so inevitably what happens is when it's somebody that they know, which most of the time it is, they feel a huge amount of shame because they're thinking things like, well, why did I trust that person? Why did I go to that room? Why did I drink that? Or why did I do whatever? And in our culture, we spend a lot of time telling women specifically, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, and it's all your fault if it does happen, instead of recognizing the fact that it's the perpetrators that are choosing to rape.
People get drunk and they try to hook up with people of the opposite sex.
The girls get drunk and there's a lot of loud music and dancing.
But basically, a party usually is just loud music, having a good time, playing games with people, and that's about it.
You basically go and everybody's drunk and they're just all extremely sloppy and don't really know what they're doing.
Everyone gets drunk, pretty much.
Craziness. I don't know, really, just drinking and just partying it up, dancing and just having a great time.
You go in, they check your name off the list to make sure you're in the fraternity for the guys, and then you go in, and usually just people start drinking and dancing.
Drinking and dancing.
Got music going, drinks being passed, you got beer pong being played, got an area where music's being played where a bunch of people are dancing a lot.
People get drunk, people throw up, people get high, people have fun, people stay the night with me, I do my thing, go to class next morning.
Yeah! Twinkle, baby, twinkle, twinkle.
It all depends on what fraternity houses you go to. I mean, I'm sure I love how safe our fraternity is, because when it's a good environment, we always have safe drivers and we always have people outside to take care of people that are unable to take care of themselves.
I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes.
It kind of just depends on what's going on and who's there.
I think it depends which one you go to and if you're with people. I wouldn't go to one by myself without friends. And also it depends if you're under the influence or if you're fine.
Really depends on a person or how you present yourself, because if you show that you're really insecure and just are willing to do anything for anyone, you wouldn't feel as safe there because you'd be more likely to be sexual assaulted in that way. So.
If you're a friend of the brother, sometimes you can get in on the list, or if you, just usually any girl can get in the list. The list is more for the guys. There is girls on the list, but if they're not going to turn down girls for a party, so.
Yes, you have to be on the list. You got to know somebody that's in the fraternity or sorority, and you get put on the list.
If you're not in the fraternity, you can't get into the party. For guys, at least.
Only the members of the fraternity are allowed at those parties, and basically any sorority girls are allowed in.
There's some fraternities that they don't share their alcohol, and there's some that are, you can just go grab a beer.
You're able to get it from them, or you can bring your own stuff. So.
Yes, we have a bar where people keep their alcohol, and usually girls can go up and ask any guy, and they'll give them alcohol, so it's easily accessible.
Most of the time, it is bring your own beer.
Yeah, everyone has it. You can get it easily.
When we see a girl that is overly intoxicated at a party, we have sober monitors within the house to be able to point them out, be able to cut them off if they brought their own alcohol, and be able to take them out to a sober driver and be able to take them home safely.
We just need to get our friend home, okay? Can you help us out, please?
I don't give a fuck. Not about me.
We get a pledge to take her home.
It's kind of up to her discretion of how she handles the situation, depending on if she's aware of what's going on or not.
I don't usually worry about it. It's not my problem. Hope for the best.
The image we want to portray is not just a party fraternity, but as a fraternity, as a group of brothers that are here to better the community and better themselves.
One time, some lady asked me how many days a week I drank. I told her 6. She said, "Oh my God, you're an alcoholic." But I said, nah. I'm in a frat.
You know, the gentleman character.
That they accept men on values, on predetermined values. And those predetermined values were like being a gentleman, being respectful, and like.
Yeah, every fraternity has a risk management position within the house, or as a collar within the fraternity, and basically they're there for, we have fraternity education, and they teach us the dangers of alcohol, the dangers of date rape drugs, and dangers of over-intoxicated people, and how to get them home and how to stay safe within parties.
Yep. If somebody does that, then they're out the group, they're out the fraternity. That's kind of stupid, because the whole fraternity will get in trouble and get banned for like, I think half a semester or a semester, and you can't really do nothing. So.
Yes, sober drivers. We have sober drivers usually at every single party we have to be able to take people home.
I live there like all 7 nights, so I don't really know. So, everybody for themselves, I guess.
Yes, we have several DDs at the parties.
From what I've heard, a sorority is a sorority girl that is pretty easy to get with.
A girl from the sorority that just goes and is a whore. I don't know.
A sorority girl that is a slut.
A girl that basically just gets around with all the guys in a frat.
I have no idea what a sorority is. What is it?
It's over here by this manhole.
Probably not, no, because you never know how many other guys have been with that said sorority, and I'm not about that life, so.
No, I would not, because they are sluts.
Shots.